What's up, makeup minions? I'm Kim Witte from Witte Artistry, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below to become part of the Witte Artistry family. I'm so excited for the Ghost in the Shell live-action movie, so I just had to do this Geisha robot makeup. So let's get started. Alright, so first things first, I used an ultra smoothing primer potion all over my skin and sealed it with Fix Plus. And since I was going for a smooth doll appearance, I wanted all of my pores to be filled in, so just go heavy with the primer. Now I'm using a white body paint and I am outlining all of the general shapes that the Geisha robot has on its body. After you finish drawing the shapes, I'm just filling out the areas with white. Okay, so you probably all have heard of the eyebrow glue stick thing, but I haven't tried it before, so this is my first attempt. You want to spoolie your eyebrows upward and outward so none of the hairs overlap. Since the goal is to hide your eyebrows, after you do the glue and the powder, you want to go over it with concealer and then powder it again. This will sort of color correct it to match your skin. I added some extra primer to really fill in my pores to make it look smooth. So I thought I was ready to start painting the face pink, but I wasn't entirely satisfied with one eyebrow, so I wiped off the glue and I started that again. When you use glue to conceal your brows, you want to make sure it is water soluble, otherwise you're gonna have an accidental eyebrow waxing. The Geisha robots have this like pink V on their necks, so just fill that in. Don't be afraid to apply multiple layers of glue and powder and concealer. Whatever smooths it out the best for painting is what you want to go with. So now that my brows are officially done right, I am going in with a light pink body paint and I'm creating this sort of elegant shape around my forehead and my cheeks that connects onto my upper lip that the Geishas have. Make sure you follow a reference image. Very carefully, as to not smudge the pink in the middle, you want to outline the pink and then cover the rest of your face in white body paint. I used Fix Plus throughout this look to make sure it stayed, and don't forget to fill in your ears. So now I'm adding a little bit more white to my pink mixture, and I'm going over all the high points of my face and blending it in with either a wet brush or my finger. I found that when you apply the highlight with a finger, it looks more realistic and blended in than if you use a brush, but sometimes it just wouldn't stick, so I had to use my brush anyway. To darken up my pink, I am adding a tiny being the key word here, tiny bit of black body paint, and I'm going in all of the crevices of my face to change the shape of it a bit and just slightly accentuate the shadows. This is just for contouring your nose and your smile lines, slightly under your eyes, and mainly under your eyebrows. Whenever you want to create a really subtle shadow over body paint, you can either use cream makeup or eyeshadow. I chose a gray eyeshadow in this case, and I'm going in my temples and the hollows of my cheeks just to make them recede a bit. And then the creases of my nose and under my eyebrows. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, domo domo. So a really cool feature of the Geisha robots in the new movie is that their face is divided up into sections, and it sort of just looks like a cool stylistic design until you learn that they open their face up into this scary mechanical monster. Crazy. But anyway, I'm going in with a black to draw the outlines of all of the divisions in between the different segments of the face. So the way I decided to narrow the lines is I would go in with white on either side of the black line for the white sections, and then pink on either side of the black line in the pink section to make them narrow enough. Now I'm adding tiny little rivets in the joints of the face. Just create a little circle, it's pretty simple. Now you want to underline all of the rivets to give them some shadow. Ridiculous expression coming up in 3, 2, 1. Don't judge me, I had to get the brush really close to my eyes. So anyway, the Geishas have these sort of like tear tracks of red. I put the paint concentrated near my eyes and drug it out with water, and then did the same thing on my forehead following a reference photo. So you could save yourself a heck of a lot of time here and just put in sclera lenses, the big black ones, but I did not have them, so I decided I would paint their eye makeup on my eyelid and then the black eye on my eyelid, which is always difficult. Now you just fill your chest in with white, and I am using black body paint to outline the creepy robotic segments that they have their body divided into. The designs for these robots are just so cool, and the behind the scenes, if you haven't seen it with Adam Savage, I totally recommend it because they give close-ups of these crazy bots, and you can just see how much effort was put into these things. They even had moving mechanical gears inside the robot faces of these geishas. Like, just totally watch it. So a typical problem when covering a surface with white body paint is it sort of looks patchy, so I'm going in with a sponge and cream white and going over all of the surfaces to even them out. And now I am outlining all of the joints of the rest of the body. Kind of like a Barbie doll, they have this hollow section in between their shoulder and where their arm connects, and I'm blending in gray on the lower halves of them just to make them look sort of round and receded. With a gray eyeshadow, I am shading above my collarbone and up my shoulder just to make it recede a little bit, and then feathering it underneath the shoulder joints. Fill the upper lip in with pink and the lower lip in with white. For me, this is when the whole look started to come together. Because they're so reflective, I went in with pure white and added little highlights on all the high points of my face, following a reference image and keeping a light source in mind. Highlight the tops of the rivets. Create a cute little red square on your lower lip. Then with the darkest black eyeshadow possible, I am filling in the remaining space on my eyelids to imitate their creepy black soulless eyes. Seriously, just if you have sclera lenses, wear them instead. Just to add some extra dimension, I am highlighting all of the top points of the plastic segments with white. I wasn't sure how to achieve the hair, so my friend and I went off camera and we just finagled it out for a while, but it's basically took a lot of hair gel and, believe it or not, toilet paper tubes and an excessive number of bobby pins, but then I painted it black to give it the geisha look. Make sure you outline your hairline with black body paint into the very specific points that the geisha robots have. I recommend a black hairspray if you have one. And you're done! Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button to become part of the Witte Artistry family. I love you guys, I appreciate you, and totally go see the new movie when it comes out. I am so excited!